Right. Okay. Yeah, like I said before, I don't know if you've been in the space the whole time. First of all, I didn't ask anybody to make a space bigging me up. I don't expect that. Me expressing my solidarity with women the way my mother taught me is the fucking bare minimum that men should be doing. I don't expect a medal. I don't expect a fucking, go Rudy situation. If people choose to do that, that's amazing. Like I've made friends on here. I don't, it's I take it as a compliment. Like obviously, we big each other up. It's not just that they exist to big me up. Um, but as far as us being a bunch of men talking about how AGPs affect women, completely understand. I said earlier when I first suggested this um, to Benjamin, I never even suggested that the AGP should be on there. I just wanted to have a conversation with Benjamin because I saw him going quite lightly on the whole situation and he was there.
But
But
before you
yeah,
contacted him, are you aware of how he's been to women on this platform for the last week?
no. I'm
Okay,
seeing
fair
things
enough.
now
Fair
after
enough.
the episode has come out that I thought to myself, some of the tweets he's made about it since I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I do now a little bit. I've seen little bits and bobs now.
Well, and can I just piggyback on this idea too that I'm a woman and I'm trying to speak up about this. I am screaming into a void. No one wants to hear what an AAP
Can we,
has to
can we
say
stick
about
to the
this.
hands?
Yeah, we're
People have
sticking
been
to the hands.
waiting.
Also, I can't hear Rudy, so I didn't hear any of that. So sorry, Rudy, but I didn't
Oh,
hear any
Rudy,
of that.
drop down and come back.
I'm sorry, I thought he had finished speaking. I apologize.
No, I'm not attacking you. I just mean in general.
Yeah, but there are people waiting with their hands up. Who was
Yeah,
next?
genderqueer, go
Gender
ahead.
something or Bobby? Gender.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say to Rudy, I think Rudy's having connection problems as well. So, as a gay man of colour myself, I'd just like to thank you for everything that you're doing. I think that your visibility and your campaigning is brilliant and actually so helpful for my own sort of, selfishly, mental well-being. People won't have the opportunity that I have at the moment to say this, but I'm sure that there are thousands, and not just in the UK, across the world. That there is an absolute blackout, as you know, in terms of anybody within our, well, particularly gay men. There's a real absence. Lesbians are involved in the fight, but actually, in my view, I think it's gay men who created this problem. I blame, and who continue to fuel the nonsense. If we believe in patriarchy, then actually gay men have more power than lesbians do. And they respond to self-interest, self-preservation as gay men. And I think that there is a conversation to be had about the impact on gay men. I had an exchange earlier today. It made me think more deeply about growing up, and I don't know how offensive this term is, but I suppose being envious in a way of what I thought was a slightly easier position of women. Let's call it vagina envy,
It's
And
called
I
a
think,
Ouija in his rooms. In my rooms, it's called a Ouija. Like, don't tell me
oh,
about
okay.
Ouija, Ross.
But you've now got a competition effectively, especially in receptive gay men. They've got, and what does that mean? And that is a question of self-interest and self-preservation for gay men. Once people clock onto this, I think that they will start to, oh, I didn't realize it would affect me. I didn't realize actually that these straight women will come in and be more attractive actually to the limited pool of active gay men, and take them away because they've got additional value, something I don't have and something that secretly many gay men envy. So sorry, I don't know if it was a bit complicated, but I don't know, Rudy, if you had any thoughts on that. Attacking gay men from the idea that they're being undermined as a class.
Yeah, I think you're raised some really interesting points there. I haven't had that conversation with gay men in a long time about the types of gay men that sort of envy the position that women hold in life and their physicality, which is a thing that we all as gay men know that happens. But yeah, I think for gay men, it's really important to point out that a lot of gay men are responsible for this. I wouldn't leave it at gay men are responsible for this and sort of leave it at that, because I think there's a lot of people to blame. There are straight people to blame. There are lesbians who go along with gender ideology. And yeah, I can't remember what other point I was going to make. Thank you so much for the compliment, though. I really appreciate it.
Like just so we know that in most cases where like quote unquote homosexuality is illegal, what they're actually talking about is male homosexuality, because lesbians are invisible, ignored, non-existent, because they are the most dangerous thing. So unfortunately, yeah, it does fall to gay men, and we know from Yoga Carter principles that was either all the gynophiles, and or together with gay men. If you look at most of the ILGA reports, and this is ILGA, bear in mind, everyone, that ILGA was fell apart because of Pi, Nambla. They fucking creep into everything. So it was after Pi and Nambla, they crept into ILGA. That's what tore ILGA down, right? And that's gay men, and I think, is it Robert? I'll get the name wrong probably, but is it Widemere? The one bloke who's realized there was no fucking woman in the room. You know what I mean? Like, I up for the gay men. To get stimulated because I follow a lot of gay men. Part of it is it's not anymore because of internalized misogyny. It's because I understand that gay men have a bigger reach. They're going to get a bigger platform. And I know that gay men listen to gay men and men listen to men.
Okay,
No,
right.
I haven't finished.
Oh, you haven't landed. Okay, carry on.
Okay.
Let me know when
So
you've
that
landed.
I'm doing reverse order here, right? So it was like the men thing. So now I've said we need to the men need to listen to the men, and there was something else, but I've lost it. I wanted to go back to Fruella on I haven't watched the clip. I didn't even know why Towdy was saying big up Rudy. I've had quite a day. There's a
link.
No, I've gathered. Don't worry, I've figured it out. Don't worry. I won't be watching it. When I first was in the middle of peaking, some really prominent accounts, old big accounts, introduced me to Benjamin Boyce and said, "Oh, follow him." And I had a look, and I thought, this guy's creepy as fuck, and he's a misogynist, and he flirts with women, but he also makes these snide remarks about feminists all the time. And I haven't landed yet, but it's been like weeks and I haven't had a voice, so I'm just gonna go on. So a whole bunch of ex wokesters and ex TWAWROGD parents recently told me that people like Boyce were acceptable voices for them to listen to. Right now, for the life of me, I hope they get it in time. But so I'm just saying, we don't have to try and destroy people, because people come into awareness on their own fucking journey from their own point or whatever. But yeah, Fruella, I completely agree with your sympathies, and I won't be retweeting it. Sorry, Rudy. But not sorry, Benjamin, and not sorry, what a kind of file awareness gate. Fucker.
Yeah, big up. Sorry, not sorry.
we have to, when we watch these videos of people, you have to remember that this particular movement that we are in is not a political movement. So you're going to have, it is, but it's not based in an ideology. So you're going to have all sorts of people in it. You're going to have a lot of right-wing people. You're going to have a lot of left-wing people. So they're going to be quite a few, because there are, this is why I don't watch these sorts of YouTube channels, because there's a lot of people who are reactionary YouTube political ideologues or whatever. They don't really care about politics. They just want view count.
Thank you. I just wanted to go back to what Farilla said. I've been screaming into the void for the last month. Nobody wants to hear from a woman. Like I get that I have AAP and I get that I'm gross. I get all that. But I am a tool. I am asking to be used. I am trying to stop this with every fiber of my being, because unlike you guys, I'm not looking at this just from being a woman and being afraid of these men. I'm looking at this as somebody that can actually understand what is going on in their heads, and I can actually like figure out what the hell they're thinking. Like I mean I get that trans widows have endured them, but I actually know what's going on in their brains, and it is more horrendous. It is more disgusting. It is so much more than any of you have any idea. I'm connecting the AGP dots that you guys are doing. I see where the stuff is going. Okay, so I'm just like I don't see anybody talking about these things, and it's just
Yeah,
so it's
can I just ask
painfully
something?
obvious to me.
Can I just ask someone who doesn't want to talk to drop down, because Exist wants to come up? If someone could drop down, that would be fine. Have you finished, TG?
Thank you.
Sure, drop me down.
No worries. Like, I didn't want to just gloss over what you just said, but they're all interesting points, and we have covered these before. Yeah, but there is a link between all this shit.
Well, yeah, my point being, like, nobody wants to hear from women on this, and like even in AAP that can counter the AGP. I'm putting it out there, like it's if Rudy has to be heard, that's fine by me, because literally nobody wants to hear me. So I would rather Rudy be heard than nobody.
Well, you should go in a few more spaces and talk.
I have been. And feminists are shutting me down because I don't fit their narrative. Like I just
Well, you
no.
can come in here and talk about it, because I don't mind all kinds of talk. If you finish, DG, it's Peja, and then I think it's Dylan, and then I think it's Exist. Is that right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and drop me down.
I just wanted to say that for me on this, I know who's playing both sides of the fence now. I'm just not following them anymore. I'm not blocking any. Well, those idiots, Boyce and all them, they can go fucking jump in a lake for all I care. So that's just my opinion on it. I'm going to move forward because there's shit to do, and I won't promote them. I won't promote you if I saw you mocking women. And I'm very good at spotting patterns. I'm not saying anyone in this room, but I've seen a couple people in spaces over the past couple of days that I absolutely saw them mocking women. I'm not about drama. I'm not about calling people out. I'm just not going to follow you, and I'm not going to promote you.